the spirit of agribusiness and the spirit of agriculture, they are two worlds apart. We are still dealing in agriculture while the world has fast moved to agribusiness.
We have to sensitize the people to understand that there is money inside that bush. There's a lot of money, but we are just not taking advantage. Hello, welcome back to Bashon Talks. Today, we are going to my homeland, Isoko in Delta State, a place that represents what is possible for every farming community across Nigeria. This isn't only about Isoko, it's about rediscovering Nigeria's agricultural strength, how fertile lands and hardworking people can still build real wealth if we modernize our approach. To discuss this, I'm joined by my brother and friend, Mr. Paul Emerhana, a passionate community development advocate from Isoko, deeply involved with youths and local progress. My brother, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Batch. I'm honored to be here. I've been watching what you are doing on Batch One Talk, educating people about real business and agriculture. It's time we bring that conversation home to Isoko. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So Paul, when people talk about agriculture in Nigeria, they think of big farms in the north or rice in Benue State. But every local land, including our lands in Isoko, holds untapped wealth. However, this episode is not just about Isoko, it's about rediscovering the value of Nigerian soil through a community that still remembers how to work it. Let me start by asking you this question, since you're close to the grassroots and the youth for Isoko. When you look around Isoko today, do you still see that farming spirit in our people?
My first take on this issue is that we must understand that farming, as it were, is the oldest of all professions. So that is the first major source of revenue to our people from the beginning. So it is in their system, even from creation, from the days of Adam till today.
Yeah.
Greek has remained the first business or the first occupation, if you like, ordained by God. Every other one were discoveries by man. So in Isoko, where we are from, it is usually all communities in Isoko are all agrarian communities. Okay, major issue is that while the world has moved to agribusiness, we still find that we are still doing agriculture.
Yeah.
So that is that is what we know. So the spirit of agribusiness and the spirit of agriculture, they are two worlds apart.
Okay.
We are still dealing in agriculture while the world has fast moved to agribusiness. So
so what I understand now, I have never even thought about this, that they might still have the mindset of wanting to improve their lives with agriculture, but it's the way they look at it. It's the mindset.
Exactly.
We are not moving with time, technology and everything.
Yeah.
So now this brings us to another question, Paul. In Isoko land,
yes, sir,
what are we known for producing?
Okay, across the communities, we cassava, we have yam, we have groundnut. I can even give you the mappings of these communities. Communities around the river and the coastal communities like Uzere, you have Uzere precisely, Afiara and all those areas, Igbide. You find a lot of groundnuts around that belt.
Oh, groundnut did too?
Yes, a lot of groundnuts around that belt, yes. In Emevo, where we are both from, you have a lot of apples, you have a lot of cassava, you have rubber, you have palm trees, you have, you do some potato around. Cola nuts is also in Isoko, you'll be surprised. You also have green, not very popular cocoa farming area. Then that's for agric. They have vegetables as well, fruits, vegetables. So that's the core the
produce.
Yes,
we are known
the
for.
Fish is natural. Fish farming is natural with the Isoko people. That's basically it.
Yeah, you are right, because even this cocoa, I was wondering, when you drive from Ogeli to Emevo,
you see cocoa.
I always see cocoa along the road, and I'm wondering.
Yes, they plant a lot of cocoa and cola nut in Emevo.
Yeah, it's strange that we have all these cash crops and we are not really maximizing the potential. we have a lot of produce in products that we produce in Emevo and Isoko generally.
Yes.
When it comes to crops. But what about, let's talk about animals, livestock. You already mentioned fish. Apart from fish, what else are we farming? Because this is a source of protein as well.
I would like to take you a little back in time. Unfortunately, most of us have not come to realize the agricultural potentials in Isoko. Apart from fish farming, goatry, piggery is another massive area of potential for the Isoko agric ecosystem. Now, even as far back as 1970s, where you have the former governor of Bende State, Agbazika Ini, establishing the Aviara fish farm in Aviara, which was, first of all, I can tell you for free, the developers, designers of that farm came from University of Auburn in the United States of America. They came around to do that visibility and discovered that it was only Isoko that met the 5 conditions for siting of that farm as at that time. So it wasn't one that was driven by political convenience.
Call the name again, Aviara.
Yeah, Aviara Fish Farm. Okay. But it's defunct, it's moribund.
Oh.
Now, on your way to Aviara Fish Farm, you will see a massive land that was used for planting of rice and buffalo rearing.
Buffalo rearing was done in Isoko.
Yes, that's that.
Yeah, and I was going to talk about rice because I know that even where we have the extension of the Ole campus, I heard it used to be a rice farm.
Yeah, it definitely. Why? If that can produce rice, there's a community in Bayelsa that is top notch in rice production. Then the Aviara stretch, the Iri to Aviara, there is a belt in that place that is suitable for rice farming. So it's a mixed bag of a lot of opportunity. But like I said at the beginning, we have a culture of agric. I've not migrated to the business of agric. So we are capped.
The mindset.
Until you break that ceiling, we won't get out of it. But I've got some guys, the likes of Chief Etai Enaoro, Uzezi Farms. He built the first greenhouse farm in Isoko.
Oh, that's good.
That area, massive farm. He has also taken poultry to another different level. So he's doing so much in agribusiness. He's the only one I would say had touched that mark of agribusiness in both farming and in animal husbandry.
To actually commercialize it.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I would like to. So passionate about agriculture. Maybe in my next trip to Isoko, I would like to.
There is a guy you need to see. You need to see him.
The place I want to see this Aviara, the Aviara fish farm, and
we have been on Aviara fish farm in the advocacy space for since 2011. Yes, the government tried to intervene, but the intervention wasn't so nice. So it's still there. The good thing about that location is that it's still available. It's still available. The conditions that it satisfied back in the 70s are still there. So it is just for us to commercialize that space. Strategy to expand it to see how.
I think that has to do with. I think private sector investments will be more efficient.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
So then going back to about the livestock farming, you mentioned buffalo farming. It's really strange to me. I've never heard
but that's the truth.
Buffalo farming.
That is the truth. That is the truth. They did a lot.
Is it like a species of cow?
Yes, a species of massive, this very dwarf and big species of buffalo. We are trained there. They were trained there.
So they've gone extinct? Or?
Yes, the farm no longer exists, but the space, the location is still there. That's what you just have.
What about the meat? Do we still have the meat in the markets today?
Why I said that is because if we train those species that time as a government and it survived, that means the ecosystem can still hold on or keep that kind of agric-related business. I'm just telling you that it wasn't because they lacked hay or what they eat, or there was a pest attack or something. It was just shared mismanagement. So, and like you said, then it was government-driven, military regime. But now Agric in 1970s or even to the early 80s, it's different from the Agric of today. So if we retool strategy, I believe that those two facilities can be they will lean back from being brown acres to green acres.
Technology, mindset, and the approach.
Definitely.
Really matters. Talking about, I want to combine the talk about the crops that we have, the potential, and the animal husbandry, livestock farming. Why or what is the reason, apart from the mindset, the people, why are they not taking advantage individually? Because I have my business in Nasarawa. I have a warehouse. I have operations for sesame seeds and cashew nuts, many of these cash crops that are grown in the north. But I see locals, even maybe trading one bag or processing, even this egusi processing, small time, small scale, and they are upscaling. So why are we not, what is stopping the youths in Isoko from actually going that route to explore and develop agriculture on their own instead of waiting for the government?
Okay, let me tell you for free, a lot of factors responsible. And I would also just let you know that most of these youth are also seeing the need to become self-sufficient. For fish hashing, for example, a lot of them have gone into that. I can tell you they have a union.
Oh, good.
It's about 1,000 young people.
Oh, very good.
In Isoko.
Yes,
that is for that, because they also know that when you hash, they believe that is where the money is.
Fingerlings.
Fingerlings and all that. So they sell to other fish farmers. Now, the key issue for them, they are distracted by politics, most of them. Let me also add, this community Ume. Ume is the headquarters, if you like, of plantain.
Okay.
In Isoko. So now somebody plants his plantain and takes it to the road market to sell. He doesn't have the capacity to say, the buyers who come to buy it also, they just buy and send to the market for consumption. No value chain in between all that. So it goes to
value addition.
Just raw and offload it and use the money to survive. So most of them have also gravitated to politics, and because of the army of SA and PA that are appointed that eventually do not have any direct relevance to them, which has also, for me, my personal opinion is that destroyed many of them, because you are PA after this administration, you are not sure of progression. So that's the end. And you have relied on perks of government and all that, and you return back to the community, finding it difficult to reintegrate yourself into agric, if you like. So some of them have done very well for themselves. Have fish farms, they have what's it called now, hashing facilities. So like you rightly said, in Nasarawa and the other parts of the north, farming for them is a way of life. They have kept to it, they have continued to push it and do that with apostolic zeal. But back in the south, there's a distraction of politics, a distraction of a quick fix, a distraction of let's make money, regardless of how they do it. So you have the rise and the recent collapse of this Yahoo fraudster syndrome has also contributed to it. But we believe with that phase going out, they will come back to do farming. Most of them sincerely don't go into this farming because of the issues I've itemized. They also do not, how will I sell my produce? Will I carry it? Who will buy my fish? So you have a warehouse, for example, in Nasarawa, you do that value chain business for those people. It is not so back home. It's
very individualistic.
One of our friend, you will know him, Samuel Askia, has built a cassava processing mill in Uzere.
Oh, okay, that's really good.
I had a conversation with him at that time. With the capacity of that facility, he was looking for farmers to farm their cassava product and send to the milling facility.
It's faster.
It's faster, and it would have been a hub, a cassava hub, to take off the cassava requirement or the cassava business, drive the value chain in that area. But you find out that people still did not take advantage of that facility, and the facility is just standing there. So we need a mindset change. Now, begin to think of agric as a business, not the culture of cutlass and hoe. Begin to understand that cassava production, for example, is a cassava has a lot of potentials in the value chain. The starch from it, the gari from it, the tapioca from it, and all of that. We just do it ourselves, process it, fry it, consume it in Isoko without more.
Yeah.
And truly, we still have very, very good agrarian land that have not been cultivated. So these are really the issues around the development of.
Yeah. Also, in addition to what you said, don't forget there's ethanol now.
Yes.
There are companies, some big companies in Kogi State. They've gone into ethanol production.
Even in Onitsha.
Yeah. And there are some foreign companies now farming cassava in massive commercial scale, not Nigerian companies. So foreigners, I've done a video about how foreigners control this agricultural space in Nigeria because of mindset. It's not only unique to Isoko.
Yeah, true.
It's across the country. And from my experience, just setting up a hub is not enough. It's good, done with good intention, but there are some dynamics that must be fulfilled for that hub to actually solve the problem it was meant to solve.
Yeah.
Now, one of these things I would say is I've been talking about Gari Aggregation Hub, Agriculture Aggregation Hub. It's what we do in Nasarawa, but it's taken to the people. It's not put in a location where the people have to. We have to create smaller units of this kind of system. Because now, somebody in Emevo, she harvests cassava. She's not going to pay. Let's assume the hub is in Ole. To be difficult for her to transport her goods to Ole.
Yeah, very correct.
So there has to be a synergy. Either there's a cooperative where there's a vehicle going around and taking this thing and they get share of their products. But that can be talked about in detail. So I think it's the approach.
I agree with you.
There are lots of people with the will, but they do not apply the right approach and the right mindset to make it practical. Because there are some systems you look at, what works in Kano might not work in Isoko.
True.
Yeah, because of belief system and the kind of mentality. Again, you mentioned politics, people waiting for appointments. I think that is a major thing that has turned the minds of people off.
Yeah.
But what they don't know, and one of the messages I preach a lot, is that if you get into agriculture in the right way, you will not be interested in the money you're getting as a special advisor. Because you'll be making this money every day. Sometimes in Nasarawa, there are people who, for example, they make more than what civil servants get in a week. But civil servants, you have to wait for the end of the month. So we have to sensitize the people to understand that there is money inside that bush. There's a lot of money, but we are just not taking advantage.
While you were talking, something just dropped in my head. I think it is something the government will really need to look at. If I was in the shoes of the governor, because this conversation we are having, apart from the fact that it's a veritable source of creation of job, reduction of crime, dropping down of poverty, dropping the poverty index, it's also an issue that borders on food security.
Yeah.
Why should I appoint? If you look at the list of the army of appointees to the governor, these are usually the portfolios: SA political, SA community. Why not have SA
agriculture? No.
if you
it's a boring topic.
You have SA agric, and you have a way of seeing or measuring give them KPIs.
Yeah.
If you give them KPIs, this issue of aggregation you have talked about would help drive. They will be the coordination.
Economic growth.
Because you have wanted an SA political. What does it do for you? He really do not even do anything other than answering that name. Because there are other political actors. Okay? But if you have an SA agric across every communities, make them 3 or 4, because in Emevo, I can tell you for free, we have over 4 essays to the governor on political, on community matters. Nothing sincerely they do, other than attend funerals, birthdays, and all that. Now, if you make them SA Agric and they are aggregation, that cassava mill in Uzere, built by Samuel Askia, I think his father also, will not be like that.
It will not even be there.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I'm just imagining the location of Uzere. It's a riverine area.
Yes, but it's a riverine, but the facility is not inside.
It's not inside.
The facility is well positioned. They did that well. There's access road and on the road. Okay. So, like you said, if we aggregate, I agree with you, because a woman takes his cassava from the farm tired. Somebody
they won't do that.
But if the SA Agric, for example, understands that his role is to aggregate every commodities coming from this farm to the facility where they will be transformed to whatever they want to be transformed to, then you really have value for those essays. That's the truth.
And there has to be benefit to the farmer. It's not just, for saying its sake, I've taken my goods there. No, what am I gaining? There has to be some value to the farmer that, either I'm going to have a higher quality, more volume, or I'm going to do it stress-free. Nowadays, women, they still cook or fry cassava with the smoke.
True.
But in many regions now, in the West, like you said, we have only one now in Isoko, people are buying automated systems for gari processing. And even tapioca. Why are we not even talking about export of gari or tapioca? I will tell you something. I regularly attend one of the biggest agriculture food events in the world in Dubai, usually in February. And it was during one of my trips, I saw Thailand and Vietnam, some of all these Asian countries, they were marketing tapioca. And I was like, tapioca, is it the same tapioca?
Yeah.
They export it, and this brings some foreign exchange and income to them, and it improves the lives of some people doing that business. But for us, it's gari or so there is no value. So where we could be making maybe 10 naira on a product, we are probably okay with 2 naira. And that's where the foreigners come in. Don't be surprised. Maybe a foreign company, a Vietnamese company, comes to Isoko, sets up a very big operation for cassava processing. Everybody will now start fighting the company. So it's our land, it's our land. No, we don't need the foreigners to come. We have the resources. We just need the right mindset and the people of will to drive
the process.
The process. Because in Nigeria today, everything is political. So you might go with the right idea, politics covers it, everybody takes money, and the project is never done. From your point of view, how do you think we can attract investment into this sector in Isoko land, using Isoko as a yardstick to talk about Nigeria in general? And also, how does the government, or how will the government be useful or show its support to driving economic growth in this agriculture space?
Okay, the governments at the federal level, there are KPIs. I don't want to sound political. Under the Renewed Hope agenda, they have a lot of KPIs for agric development and roadmaps, which is expected to cascade down to the state level. But critically, agric is very local to the local government and to the people. So we cannot run away from government providing critical infrastructure to help develop the value chain of agric. Like you rightly said, if the guys from the Southeast Asia bring their cassava to the export
events,
there are indicators for an item to find its way out of every country. You must satisfy them. So the farmers back home need to be plugged into that kind of arrangement to understand that for your goods to find its way into Europe or Middle East or even Asia or even to the Americas, you must meet these export requirements. Those export requirements are not even taught in the classroom, not even in the university, not even as a PhD thesis. You need to learn it in practice. Those are regulations that governments would have to push down to these people to understand. I give you an experience. I went for a course at the Lagos Business School and went to a Starline facility where they export cocoa. That's the company is a third generation company. And the guy who took us around the facility said when he went to Switzerland, the cocoa they exported from their facility in 1996 is still in the warehouse in Switzerland. That tells you it satisfied the export requirements that made those cocoa beans to stay for that long period of time. So even if Switzerland doesn't plant cocoa, they already have a backlog of cocoa production that will service their facility for years to come. So the point is, government has a critical role to play in ensuring that you are not just farming, but what do you need to get the ume plantain, for example, to meet the standard for you to convert into plantain chips for export. In Miami, when I went for a conference, I saw bakery or plantain chip well packaged with labels and expiry dates and can code and everything. I said, this is the bakery we buy in traffic. I will bust it open and eat it. So the value they've added to it, and it's not different. They've said they imported them from Colombia and all those other end of this.
They copy them from us.
So it's bakery flat, nothing different. But as we eat it, we chop it. Even what's it called? Amala. Plantain flour. Some guys, I have a friend who is doing so well in that regard. But the point is, government must provide the relevant institutional framework to allow for these local farmers to begin to get value for their distance. Because if they don't have value, or there is nothing or semblance of value, they'll just probably remain in the agricultural level without doing the business.
I call it, I wrote a book, it's an ebook, how to start a scalable agriculture business. Now, there are some businesses, like you said, that have a ceiling. But that same business, somebody else would do it and break that ceiling.
True.
So we have to enlighten people on these particular things. You mentioned the plantain, that Ume is one of the highest producers.
Yes.
How come that we have not found a way to add some value to that plantain? Because we always, one thing I noticed all around Nigeria is the farmers are the ones who suffer the most, but they get the least return on their investments. And that's why I always talk and sing about aggregation centers. It's a way the government can participate to support the farmers to always get the right value. Because if I know, maybe I'm a local, I'm harvesting plantain, but I know just beside me there's a kind of processing system where I don't need to pay much. It's all within my environment. I just take it there. I know if I take it there, instead of making only 5 naira by selling my plantain raw, I can end up selling it 7 naira. It's 2 additional naira. And the government gets something, because the government and the private can partner to run such a scheme. Why I'm talking about this is because it affected me in cashew business. I lost a lot of money in cashew in Nasarawa. And that year was really horrible. Then I didn't have processing systems. We just export our cashew raw. What happened that year? The Indians and the Vietnamese decided to stop buying Nigerian cashew. So there was a glut in the market. We had already stocked up cashew. Contracts were being cancelled. It was due to so many factors. One of them was the congestion in our ports. So getting your goods to Lagos was taking maybe a week from Nasarawa. Then getting your goods from inside Lagos to the ports takes a month. So those goods get bad in the containers. So we lost money. But now, how the government could have played a role is the cashew nut processing plants are not cheap. if they had set up processing plants in different places and say, okay, with this problem going on with exporting cashew, bring your cashew, we process them here. Now we can process at a good price, gain more value, and we can get preserved cashew. But what happened? All our cashew were getting rotten in storage. So that's where the government can, coming back to the locality, if we have something aggregation like that, we can give value to the farmers.
No, you see the major problem we have in this regard is in Nigeria we prefer to have political zones.
Yeah.
Political belts, northeast zone, southwest zone, south-south zone. We don't have agricultural zones. That's the problem. If you, as I'm seated here, can map out Delta State, for example, even the entire country. You gravitated your business to Nasarawa because they have been able to identify themselves, grow their agric potentials in that area, in that belt. So everybody just naturally go there. I don't think you will be surprised to know that the cashew belt in the south and south is between Abia and Imo State. They have a lot of cashew potentials there. Can we have a cashew processing zone, as it were, in that area? The answer is yes. When I was cooperative president of my cooperative, I bought a land. We bought a 10 plot of land in Imo State because it was close to Abia and the rest, because we wanted a cashew processing facility there. Well, I know the value in cashew business. So it's maybe my successors coming will go develop that. Okay. That is how people or government should drive the process. For example, it's not only cassava. It's not only plantain. There's pineapple there. Just like pineapple. Yes. Wow. When Emerhana was governor, I did an open letter to him as governor to establish a plantain processing hub in that Ume zone to cater for Patani, that Patani stretch, Ume, Aven, all those stretch along the east-west road. Those communities you see there, they are sitting on a lot of revenues that government has not even looked at. So if you identify these clusters where these things are, that is the only way you can get value for those guys. Now you like you said, like we already know, if you want to take cashew out of this country, the container has its own requirements.
Yes, but
the paddies, you do all those things. There is one temperature, whatever they put in, assess the moisture and the humidity of the stuff. But that is not applicable to plantain, because you move plantain, before you move it by cargo, it's ripe. So what will you do? Like those Colombians, like I told you, they process the stuff, they package it. It is fried, processed in Colombia, Venezuela, and all those places, and import it into the United States of America. So if you have a chips processing facility in this area, if you even take it, like you rightly said, get a central hub and let all of them move them somewhere to that place. It will take 2 days, for example. The plantains are still okay. They are still okay until you do your export. There's another area we have not even bothered to talk about, palm oil.
Palm oil is big.
Palm oil.
Yeah.
It was in that training in the LBS, I understand why our palm oil is not making so much profit. It cannot go out. Why? In Malaysia and the rest, you harvest palm oil today, you must process it today.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Yes, for you to have the international value it deserves for production of anything. But in Nigeria, what do? We'll cut it, we'll leave it first. A week or 2 or less before you produce palm oil. You like the palm oil to consume or go soup, prepare your soup. But the real value in palm oil is not for consumption
of the international grade.
But once you keep it overnight, there's a chemical reaction that triggers it out of the value
specification. Accepted.
These are the issues. So the government has a serious.
We are still playing at the very low level.
Very low.
But people are making money anyway in palm oil. Like mostly storage.
This country cannot feed Presco. If you remove the ones we eat, Presco looks for palm oil
all the time.
I say Presco, sorry, Nestle.
For Nestle, okay.
Because they buy from Presco and Oko.
Okay.
So Kokomu and Presco cannot even feed Nestle.
Yeah, there's a lot of value. I know people, many of my followers that do palm oil business, they make quite some good money. Yeah, and also coming back again to, I don't know why I'm so much interested in plantain. I like plantain. Yeah, dodo and all that. But there's something else they do with plantain, the unripe one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also good for diabetics and all that. I mean, when it's grinded? So I'm trying to find more value that we can develop.
My friend Bada is my colleague. He has Wonder Spring. That is the name of his product.
Yeah.
I think it's, if you allow me, I'll do some publicity for him. That's I think it's about the best amala I've taken.
Okay.
Yes. The reason amala is good for us who are already 40 and going. We don't need cassava anymore.
No.
For health benefit, you eat plantain flour. Amala is better. Yes, unripe plantain is better for you. It's better for so that is the. But you see, when people in terms of trying to produce it for us, I think he's trying to secure his international license. There's a lot of value in plantain flour because most people, even for cancer patients, you don't need to eat cassava. Yes, you don't need carbohydrates and all those things that plantain flour is recommended. So a lot of people have migrated to that area. But still, the value for that is still low. Why? When you go to the open market to buy plantain flour, you don't get the real value. So the integrity of the product is also something that if government intervenes, gets the start to produce it, then you produce per specification. They when they do the production, they also, some of them mix this giant banana.
Oh
yeah, they mix it. But if you get a good one like that of my friend I tell you about, it's pure plantain. How does he do it? He has people in Ijebu and all those plantain area that they ensure that the plantain he bought from the market from them directly, they dry it, they process it, he sees his team, they go there to monitor that nothing is added before they move them to Port Harcourt. You can see the distance. His factory is in Port Harcourt, but raw material is gotten from the west. So
you just pointed something out now that's making me to think that one of the things holding us back, especially at the local level, is short-termism, adulteration.
Yes,
we adulterate everything.
Yes.
Is there anything we don't adulterate in Nigeria? I don't know. Because I'll tell you, I like palm wine.
Yeah.
And
saccharin.
Yeah. But you cannot buy along that Sapele Road. All the palm wine is. I heard they even put cassava water.
It's saccharin.
So the only way I could get palm wine that I trusted was go to my father's fish farm because we have palm trees, and I got somebody to tap the palm wine while I was there.
Yeah.
So honey is adulterated, palm wine is adulterated. Now I'm hearing this flour from plantain is not adulterated.
Yes, they do it. In fact, you want to buy that plantain flour along the Bini Ore from the open market from those women, they will tell you banana not the inside. To tell you that my own is okay.
That means banana the inside.
No, banana not the inside. That's just my own banana not the. To let you that. Yeah, it makes sense.
No, I know. So once they tell you like that,
it's leading you. So if like my first one, I'm telling you, if you are eating that amala, you perceive the plantain.
Yeah.
You perceive it, but so when you eat them, it's just bland. It's only the face you are seeing. But like you said, we need to rethink our culture of quick fix, looking for a shortcut to see how we make more money.
That's not sustainable.
That is not sustainable. So that is why you have. In fact, that is what has affected the export potential of Nigeria.
Yeah. Because
you cannot take a product out of this country, and when they test it at the port of the destination port, and they find out that it doesn't meet international, they will return everything back.
They price us down.
Yes, so they will return it. Yeah. So if we keep our integrity intact, which is something I think we have all agreed here, government need to intervene. If you want to earn real value, if you want to earn dollars from agri, government need to step in, provide the right framework to ensure that everything you are exporting. Remember the yam saga? It was embarrassing. On late this Benue minister.
What happened?
He exported yam and they returned all of them.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was it's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Benue, yeah. So those are the things. Export is good. Getting forest is important. But there are international best practices for export, which farmers must be made to understand. And like I said earlier, these things are not taught in schools. They are not taught even at the university level. So it is the business.
Yeah. I made a video saying that many university courses are useless.
True.
A lot of people insulted me in that video. If you watch it, you see many. But this comes to the point where you mentioned that we are not teaching the right things.
Yeah.
We are teaching things that are not useful in today's Nigeria. And I was asking somebody, if you want to study a course, think of studying that thing that you can practically use to get money without begging somebody for a job.
True.
And agriculture is one of them. So now coming to the issue of we sending substandard products abroad or without the right certification or standards, I can tell you it's almost in everything, and the foreigners take advantage of this. Once they know you are sending a product from Nigeria, first they'll try to press your price down. I've had cashew contracts where my foreign buyers have insisted that I ensure that my country of origin shows Benin Republic for cashew that is bought in Nigeria. So in that way, they can get more value for it. So even Benin Republic has a better reputation than Nigeria. So that's where our government needs to play a role.
To intervene.
Like I always tell people, I live in Turkey as well, and a lot of people in Nigeria love Turkish products. Oh, Turkish clothes, Turkish this. One thing I tell them is that you don't like it because they are the best. You like it because they made you believe that they are the best. They marketed it to you. And really, if you go to most of these international shows, you will see banners everywhere. Buy Turkey. Turkey is the best quality. Buy Turkey. So they keep leaving that impression in you. So wherever you go, you are used to seeing Turkish product the best. Again, they will tell you they have a German product here and they have theirs. Everybody knows Germany for good electronics. But they will bring their Turkish made and tell you that for our product, we guarantee you 10 years. But for the German one, we can only give you 2 years warranty. That's a marketing strategy. Yes. So now you begin to think. So so which one is better? These people trust their products more. So I think Nigeria as a country, every locality, we need to have a strategy where we push intentionally agriculture, not only within Nigeria, but to the world. In that way, we begin to see value. People begin to come out of poverty. Food security, of course, would be there.
Most importantly.
What do you want to tell to Nigerian youths and Isoko youths to encourage them about agriculture? Also our government, what can we do? Just briefly.
Okay, to the youth of Isoko and youth of Nigeria, I would advocate that they take Agric serious. They should see it as the next most vibrant way to make money, because it is something that would help them find their food in life, instead of taking to vices and all that. They must begin to take, if you like, for some of them, take courses in Agric and show interest in conversations like we are having now, and learn from the best, so that they will be able to understand the dynamics of doing the business of Agric, rather than the cultural approach we have been used to. To the government, we would continue to advocate for the security of our farms, because only the living will do farming. Mm-hmm. So if the farms are secured from activities of herdsmen and criminal gangs, we believe that people will be most interested in business and agricultural activities. They should also have the policies and legal frameworks in place giving life to. In other words, the policies should not end in paper, they should not end in the books. They should be able to give life to them, so that if our farmers are going into farming, the government must put everything in place to ensure that the products from this country are fit for purpose when it comes to the export end of it. That's basically my take off, my end note to both government and both the youth of our country, of our dear Isoko.
Isoko, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah, in addition to what he said, I believe our youths should begin to look beyond other means of livelihood, especially politics and civil service. How many jobs can the government really give you? So meanwhile, we have a lot of opportunities. We can go back and rediscover our original historical businesses, like the local cows we used to rear. What happened to them? I haven't seen them again. Even there is one local tomatoes that had a very strong smell. My mom told me about it, that you can't find this in the market anymore. Wow. So if you have access to these tomatoes, I want to see it. I would visit your farm, and we can redevelop and rediscover our history in agriculture. But this time around, in a more business and practical sense. So to the government, we have to seriously start talking about aggregation centers. We're talking about food security. We can't talk about food security without encouraging those currently in that space. So the only reason a farmer would be interested in any cooperative is to see the value that cooperative is bringing, and in any government initiative. So there are lots of opportunities. Agriculture, what I can tell you, feel free to share, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. For those interested, we have a very active agriculture WhatsApp community where you meet other people like yourselves. People are already doing trade, buying and selling amongst themselves while we organize. Feel free to join. If you're a beginner in agriculture, you can get my ebook. The link is in the description below. It will guide you on how to start a scalable agriculture business in Nigeria. So thank you, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.